And what's one piece of advice you would give to other parents?
You're in the weeds, and I consider, like, in the weeds, like, 8 and under.
Mhm.
Give yourself so much grace. Give yourself more grace than you, even remotely think is possible to give someone. I think that that era is one of the most demanding times of parenting because you're getting it from a mental, physical, and emotional level versus
Mhm. Yep.
financial, but it's like all 3 of those, and I think that when as they get older, it's been my experience that the physical goes away, like, we're not chasing them and making sure they're super safe in that regard, but it's more emotional weight on
Mhm.
us, and so give yourself so much grace if you're in it, if you're in the weeds in terms of like, "Oh, I can't make myself a priority," and, like, I see a lot of moms of young kids beating themselves up for not being able to take care of themselves as much as they're hearing they need to.
Mhm.
That's
Right.
the part, like, I want you to give yourself grace for.
Yeah. And that's I feel like, people think you have to have this whole spa day to take care of yourself and you have to, spend an hour doing, the treadmill and then you got to go in the sauna and that's the only way you're going to feel refreshed.
Indulgence.
And yeah, it's like just take like 5 minutes in a dark closet by yourself and sometimes that's all you really need. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think that, like, for me, like, if I could just, like, slip one other piece in there too is I had a really hard time contending with the fact that I wanted to work
Mhm.
and that I didn't wanna be a stay-at-home mom, and before I had children, I was convinced like, I was felt like I was destined to be a trad wife. I was like, "No, I'm gonna stay home. I'm gonna just take care of babies and, like, breastfeed them until they're"
Mhm.
I nursed my youngest until she was 2.5, like, that's all I wanted to do.
Right.
But as it turned out, I was like, "Oh, this isn't for me."
Mhm. Yeah.
So it was like, coming to terms with the shame I felt around that and just
Yeah.
I just felt so guilty for wanting to work, and so
Right.
my advice there is find support. Find either a
Mhm.
therapist or a mom's group or other women that you can not only commiserate with, but they'll meet you with empathy and not
Mhm.
necessarily like a pep talk or, "I have a self-care routine for you," or things like that.
Right. Yeah, and that's how I'm like, I don't think I was made to be a I would love to stay at home maybe like half the time, but not all
Yeah.
the time. I like working, I love working, and sometimes I do feel shameful that I feel that way
Mhm.
because, people are like, "Well, you should wanna be with your babies all the time," and I'm like, "I love them so much, but I also really like working."
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I think there's a spectrum of I don't know what the right word for it, but, like, when you think of motherhood, I think that, like, especially in, like, our modern age, it's like if you there's a camp of people who identify as girls and grow up to be women, like, who have always known they never wanted to have children. Like, we probably have, like,
Right.
a handful of those friends, and, like, I love that they're clear with that, you know?
Mhm.
And then you might have a few who have been on the fence, but usually those are the women who, like, never wanted to have kids, but, like, are considering it typically.
Right.
And then you have the group of women that I was in, like, that always knew that they wanted to have kids. And from that group, I think that there is a spectrum in terms
Yeah.
of, like, how you treat motherhood and how you wanna treat motherhood. Because like, I know women my age and older who they were so fulfilled by it, and they were so involved. And even now, their kids are grown, and they, like, go to the ends of the earth to get them home for Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
And, I am kind of like, I don't know if that's gonna be me. Like,
Mhm.
I found myself in the part of motherhood where, like, feel this clear distinction between me and my children. Like, I know where I end and they begin, and
Right.
I'm not saying that anything else is bad or worse. I'm just saying, like, that's how I am, and I
Mhm.
say all this because I don't think this gets talked about enough and how, like, there's different variations of how we mother, and just because your version might be a step back from others doesn't make you a better or worse mom. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. No, I really everything you're saying is resonating with me because as you're saying this, I'm thinking my parents literally gave everything for us, like not to us, for us. We had to work for everything that we got, but
But
like
they gave you
their
those lessons.
lives, yeah, their lives literally, I mean, revolved around everything. And I just like for a while, I was like, I just don't think that I can do that for another person. Like, of course, I want to have kids, but I didn't think I could live up to my parents the way my parents raised us, essentially. And like you're just saying, I have 2 kids. I love being a mom so much. They are the center of my world, but
Mhm.
also I have a distinct in
Yes.
there as well, which is, again, like you were just saying, it's a pendulum of, different areas, and I'm
Mhm.
like, "I know I'm a good mom, but, like, am I not good enough because I don't wanna be with them 24/7?" And,
Right. Or because you also wanna
I
work on yourself and yeah,
yeah, yeah.
exactly.
All right, so let's get into